Welcome back. I'm Emily at Emily's podcast, Tribute to All Little Angels, Part 6, Episode 4 of Refresh Our Memory, December 10th, 2022. Thank you. I have got to say, I worked my tail off filling in the timeline from my notes of the dates, times, and events. Last week I said I have no more story to tell, but I got it done to continue with Megan's story. I filled in the timeline, so here we go. December 11th, 2022. Grateful for so much. Today at 2:50 p.m., we are at the cemetery to put Christmas season flowers on Megan and Wyatt's gravesite. We visit with Megan first. Madison and her friends stuck the flowers in the ground west of the existing tree. The flowers are red and white in color with red berries, a Christmas penguin, and three small red ornaments. I took pictures, of course. Then we went to visit Wyatt. Madison and her friend arranged Wyatt's flowers in his vase. His flowers are also red and white in color. His berries are white. And Wyatt also received a Christmas penguin. When we were done, I drove back by Megan's area and I start taking pictures as I'm pulling up. I took about 6 or 7 pictures and I then kept driving north and left the cemetery. December 12th, 2022. I thank God for waking me up. Today I'm going shopping for my kiddos. I do have my tree set up and my house is somewhat decorated. I didn't pull everything out this year because we will be celebrating Christmas in Kansas. I did shop at a couple stores this afternoon and then I went home. The rest of the evening until bed, I relaxed. Everyone have a good night. December 13th, 2022. Good morning. I think this morning, and man, at times it's tough on me. And I know I've said it before. I may have even repeated it a few times, but it's the truth. And the truth at times is hard to express in a world of despise. It's just a thought. December 14th, 2022. It seems all I do is record and edit. I also think of ways to keep the podcast going to continue to tell Megan's story. I stay in. The days are cold. The nights are colder. And when I get ideas, I write them down to use the information for later because I am continuing. There is no quitting. And I believe any one of you would do the same. December 15th, 16th, and 17th of 2022, I'm still, along with Susie, racking our brains as to what we need to do next. I'm noticing myself losing weight. I seem to sleep okay, but at times I cry myself to sleep. But once I fall asleep, I think I do sleep okay. But when I wake up in the mornings, I eat about 5 saltine crackers and I drink a glass of orange juice and I get started. I record and edit. And these 3 days, I record, I stress, I cry. I record, I stress, I cry. I record, I stress, I cry. But yet I get it done and I keep going. December 18th, 2022. If there is one word I can describe myself, it would be exhausted. I'm exhausted. My body aches, my head hurts, and I don't understand why it's so difficult to own up to the headstones being moved by floodwater and just fix it. I don't understand why no one wants to help to do the right thing. Is it because they are deceased and the dead knows nothing? Because if it is, you are wrong. It's about respect, respect for the living and respect for the dead. December 19th, 2022. Pray for me. December 20th, 2022. When I woke up this morning, I began thinking of everything I need to do before leaving for Kansas in a few days. It's only going to be an overnighter unless the weather gets bad and we are stranded in. But I'm getting my things together of what I will take. I also have a few more gifts to wrap, so I will work on that too. And I'm also working on other stuff so I don't feel I am stressed and my body feels I have to lay down and cry, because then I will scream into my pillow and just lay there and cry until I feel better. And I only say that because that's what I do. But I get through the day. December 21st, 2022. I wake up this morning thanking God. I start my day. I'm anxious about getting my Christmas gifts wrapped. I'm also anxious about getting my last Christmas gifts bought. At 2:23 p.m., I went to the cemetery. It's in the low 40s today, so I won't stay long. I visit with Wyatt. I sat in the car on the street closest to him. I pray to him, and a short time later I pull around to visit Megan. And of course I take pictures. I visit with Megan and I pray to her, and I know she hears me. I then left the cemetery, and later tonight I decide to, which I have been going back and forth about, of doing this, because like I've said, I'm exhausted. I'm stressed. I'm pushed to the end. So this evening's podcast episode, there will not be one. But I did make an announcement, and it went like this. Hello, this is Emily at Emily's Podcast, Tribute to All Little Angels. I would like to let you know I have decided to take a short break until after the holidays. I need to rest and to give everyone a chance to get caught up listening to the episodes. This has been a bit stressful to record 7 years and 7 months into 4 months. I do appreciate all the support from my listeners, and thank you. I will be back after the first of the year on Wednesday night at 8 o'clock p.m. I am still seeking help from anyone that may know someone, and someone that may know someone. And thank you again. If you have any comments or questions, you may email me at lowercase letters Emily McMahon, EmilymcMahan 208 at gmail.com. I'm also adding another email address, lowercase letters sdmcmahon59 at gmail.com. And thank you, and stay kind with your words, and happy holidays. December 22nd, 2022. Brr, it is cold this morning, plus 7 degrees. It's a good day to stay in and write, wrap gifts, and get prepared to travel in the next few days, depending on the weather. Everyone enjoy your day. December 23rd, 2022. Well, we've climbed up a few degrees. Today we are 12 here, and tonight it will be 3 degrees. It's a night to throw another blanket on and stay warm. And let me just say, today I'm stressing. It's all so emotional. I'm emotionally drained, and that's why I need to step aside for a little while. And I know at times we all have to set up our feelings to the side and get things done. And believe me, I'm trying. December 24th, 2022. When my eyes open, I gave thanks to God. I ate my breakfast and I start my day. I'm packing my overnight bag. I'm wrapping gifts to get them packed in the car. And I'm not sure what the weather will be in the morning, but if it is okay to travel, I will travel north. I packed the car and went to bed. Merry Christmas Eve. December 25th, 2022. Merry Christmas. My eyes open and I have a warm feeling in my heart. I can't wait to see my kids, my grandchildren, and my great grandbabies. I adore all of them. The sun is shining this morning, but it's not all that warm. It's above freezing though, and I start my day. I am leaving soon to drive to Kansas, but before I leave, I want to visit Megan and Wyatt. So at 9:31 a.m., I'm standing at Wyatt's headstone. I set a candy cane and a piece of chocolate in his vase. I told him Merry Christmas, and I talked to him for a little bit. And because it's cold, I didn't stand here too long. I walked toward the car and went to visit Megan. I also stuck a candy cane and a piece of chocolate in her flowers stuck in the ground. I told her Merry Christmas, and I asked my angels to watch over me, us, my family, as we travel for the holidays. A short time later, I left the cemetery and I get on the highway and drive. At 1:48 p.m., I snap a picture of me driving up the road in Kansas. I'm to arrive at Madison's place by 2:12 p.m. I made it safely to Kansas. My daughter Nicole and her family traveled with me, and I'm very thankful for that. We walk into a red and white Christmas tree with gifts underneath. Madison is cooking dinner for everyone, and we wait for my son's family to arrive and we get our Christmas celebration started. We ate. Madison did a great job with all of it. Then we unwrapped gifts. The kids played, and the adults sat around the table talking. We all had a great day, and I'm so appreciative of it all. My son and his family began to pack up to leave and go home, and I stayed with Nicole's family the night at Madison's house. And thank you, God, for this day and for my family having safe travels here and back home. December 26, 2022. Waking up at Madison's place is quiet. The sun is shining, and as I lay here in her spare room, I can hear cars drive by slowly and a crunching noise under their tires. I sat up in the bed and I look out the window, and the ground, the cars, rooftops, and trees are covered in ice. The sun shining, you can see the drips off of the icicles hanging. So my first thought is, I'm not going anywhere right now. We wait for the roads to clear, the main roads especially, and we did hang around for a little while. And as the afternoon hours approached, we packed the car to head home. The side roads are not all clear yet, but as we got to the highway, they are wet, but they do seem clear. I took my daughter and her family home like 3 hours later, and I arrived home safely also. And the rest of my evening, I relaxed and then went to bed. December 27th, 2022. I'm awake. Thank you. I feel, well, I'm not exhausted, but I sure don't feel like jumping up and doing anything. At this time, taking a break is the best thing I can do for myself. I'm trying to get back to some sort of normalcy after spending the past 4 months reading carefully information over a 7 year period, and it's not been easy. And yet again today, I'm racking my brain, and I know Susie is too, of what and where to take the podcast, what we can do next to continue to tell Megan's story. Give us something. Amen. December 29th, 2022. Good morning. I'm so thankful. The sun is shining and it is not too cold. 61 degrees today. So at 1:06 p.m. I went to the cemetery. I visit with Wyatt, then I went to visit Megan. And you already know I'm taking pictures. A short time later, I left the cemetery and went to the store before going home. Thank you for this day. December 30th, 2022. Thank you for opening my eyes. I'm waiting this afternoon to see if Madison is coming into the city for her birthday tomorrow. I'm keeping my mind calm today. I'm staying busy when I can, and it feels as though I need to get myself whole again. I'm trying, and it's not easy, but I have to work on thinking good thoughts, saying good thoughts, because I know it does bring good things back to you. I've learned this the hard way over my younger years, but the main thing is I got it. I know it. I tell others this same thing now, especially people who are down on themselves. It's just a mind thing, people. Change the way you think, and things will change. December 31st, 2022. Happy birthday, Madison. Enjoy your day. I love you, and I'm so grateful for this day and Madison. Madison did come into the city, and this afternoon we went to the cemetery. We visit with Wyatt. His Christmas flowers are still here, which his usually do stay. Then we went to visit Megan. Her flowers are also still here, and that's good with me. Nothing looks out of the ordinary, so we leave the cemetery. We went home. We had dinner and cake for Madison, and I'm so thankful for this day. Everyone have a safe and well New Year Eve. January 1st, 2023. Happy New Year. Thank you for this day. A new year, and I'm hoping for a new idea. I know I've been racking my brain, and I know Susie too, to come up with something to further get Megan's story out there. It'll come to us. Although I am feeling guilty for not getting something more started, but as the days move on and nothing comes to us, I feel I'm needing the break, and God will give it to us when I need to get started again. I do believe that. January 2nd, 2023. Thank you for this day. And as I sit here this morning, it came to me. I need to read the main events, dates, and times. I ran it by Susie, and she said yes. Yes, do it. I told Susie I will have an episode ready for the 4th. Susie said, "Oh, all right. Are you sure you're ready?" I said, "Yes, I'm ready. It came to me this morning to do this, so I need to do it." Susie said, "All right, let's do it." Susie also said The podcast numbers is climbing, so someone is definitely listening. I said, I think so too. And thank you, Susie, for all your help. January 3rd, 2023. On this day is my son's birthday. This evening, I'm going to his house for dinner and cake. And when I arrive, my grandson greets me in the driveway to help me carry things in. He's such a considerate kiddo. When we went inside, we visit, we eat, and I gave my son his gifts. He has a smile on his face, so I knew he had a good day. A smiling face is a sign of happiness. Happy birthday, my son. I love you wholeheartedly. I'm so thankful I'm here to celebrate. January 4th, 2023. First thing this morning, I sent Susie a message. I wrote, tonight's episode is scheduled 29 minutes and 1 second long. Susie wrote, oh, all right, awesome. I wrote, it has a couple fumbles, twice I think, but it sounds okay. Will you listen later and let me know what you think? Susie wrote, yes, I will listen after work. So this afternoon, I took my Christmas decorations down to put them away. The season is over, and we are in a new year. And for a new year, since 2016, I pray this year to be the year. This year is the 8th year, and with all my pictures of proof, may I ask, why is it taken so long and yet nothing done? But I keep moving forward, and I may have needed this break, but I'm back. And as for the podcast that airs tonight, here we go. It says, welcome back. This is Emily at Emily's Podcast, Tribute to All Little Angels. I appreciate you being patient with me. I am today going to begin to give times, dates, and events to refresh Megan's story without all the emotions, or at least I'm going to try. And thank you for listening. This is the events of Megan's story. May 7th, 2015. The state of Oklahoma has floods of 7.1 inches of rain. After the streets reopened in the area, May 9, 2015, I visit the cemetery in Moore, Oklahoma on 4th Street to find headstones moved from their location. May 11, 2015, my daughter Nicole calls the city of Moore to be told I will write a work order and send someone out there. No returned calls. Nicole, would call again and again. No returned calls. I call to be told the same thing, and then no calls back. I start looking at pictures, and I start comparing them to the pictures taken from the flood and the pictures taken in 1999, 2000, 2004, and 2008. And yet there has not been any returned calls to me or my daughter. March 28, 2016, I call again. A woman named Linda gave me the city manager's number. I call. I left a message. I call again. A woman put me through to Stan. Stan and I met at the cemetery that same day at 3:00 p.m. I told him my concerns, and he said he will set up a date and a time and then call me to meet with him to view the pictures. He didn't call when he said he would. So I called him on Friday at 2:15 p.m. He set up an appointment for April 6th at 11 o'clock a.m. We met at the City Hall, Stan, Linda, Mark, and myself. I told them what my concerns were, and I showed them pictures. And the pictures don't match up. And they went on defense. Stan asked Mark, "You cut down a tree?" Mark put his head down and mumbled, "Uh-huh." I asked then to go to the cemetery to visualize what I am saying. We did. We met at the cemetery just a matter of minutes later, and when we arrived at the cemetery, and where they pointed out that they had cut down a tree was not the area where the tree stood. Red flags popped up in my mind, and I knew something wasn't right. I start investigating myself. I compare pictures, lots of pictures. I compare the pictures from the day of the flood to pictures taken in 2000. I compared pictures from the day of the flood to Easter of 2016. There is no tree in that picture where they said they cut down the tree at. After the meeting on April 6, 2016, was when I start taking pictures of the area. I compare pictures of the two trees, the north tree and the south tree. April 18, 2016, I start calling attorneys. April 19, 2016, an attorney calls me back. He gave me some good advice. I wrote letters. April 21st, 2016, I faxed letters to the city councilman, no calls. May 4th, 2016, I mailed letters to our state senators and our state representatives. May 9th, 2016, 1 year later, no help, no contact. May 16, 2016, at 10:57 a.m., an Oklahoma senator calls me. He asked me about the letter, and he told me it was in very great detail. He asked me to send him some more information and pictures. May 17, 2016, I sent him the information in an envelope. May 18, 2016, May 19, 2016, Senator Shorty receives his envelope of information. August 2016, I called the city. No calls back. September 9, 2016, I call a surveying company. October 2016, we put the pumpkins on Megan and Wyatt's headstone. And now in the area of Babyland 6th West, Megan's area, there is a dirt pile where they claim they cut down a tree. October 27, 2016, 3:36 p.m., I called the surveying company and left a message. November 18, 2016, the surveyor calls. He said, "I haven't forgotten about you." December 2016, I met the surveyor's partner at the cemetery. I tell him my concerns, and he said, as soon as it warms up, he will do what he can do. February 14, 2017, 10:25 a.m., the surveyor partner calls. He said as soon as it dries up, he will go out there and do what he can. And between February and May of 2017, I have not heard back from the surveyors, the city councilmen, our senators, or our representatives. May 9th, 2017, 2 years. I called the surveyor at 11:26 a.m. No calls back. May 15th, 2017, I called the surveyor's partner at 3:36 p.m. I left a message, no calls back. Memorial Day 2017, at the cemetery, I talked with an elderly couple, and they were there to visit their grandson in the area of Babyland 6 West. They told me their concerns. The woman said the city claims they cut down a tree. The elderly man said, but there's not been any tree there. And of course, I agree with him. I did not get their names, but I did get a license plate of their silver Impala. May 31st, 2017. I called an attorney and left a message. June 5th, 2017, the attorney calls me back and he gave me advice and I followed it. June 6, 2017, I called the attorney in the city. I left a message. June 9, 2017, the city attorney calls me back. I tell him my story and my concerns, and he told me he would talk to Linda and Mark, and someone would get back to me. I asked, as I was advised to, when will you get back to me? He said, I won't, but someone will. No one has. June 19th, 2017, I called the surveyors, no call back. 1:16 p.m. I call again, no call back. Absolutely nothing. I then call an attorney. I talked to him. He made an appointment to meet and talk. Nicole, my daughter, calls the city. She talks with Linda. June 20th, 2017, 11:29 a.m., I call the surveyor again. No answer, no calls back. June 22nd, 2017, I met with the attorney. He took my case. We met once at the cemetery on July 11th, 2017. September 7th, 2017, at 4:59 p.m., Matt, the attorney, calls, talking of the kids at OU College that studies the trees, to compare the two trees and to survey the existing tree. Matt talked of going to the cemetery and digging it up to find where the trees were. I told him, we don't have to dig, we have a probe. May 5th, 2018, Madison and I probed the area where they said they cut down a tree. No stumps were found. We probed where a tree would have stood if ever there was a tree in that area. No stumps found. May 9th, 2018, 3 years. May 11th, 2018, 2:14 p.m., I call Matt the attorney to tell him about the probe. June 20th, 2018, I'm waiting to hear back from Matt. I compare pictures of a headstone, 1975, 1982, man and woman, husband and wife, used to sit on the north side of the east-west street in Babyland 6 West, and now it sits on the south side of the east-west street. June 27th, 2018, 2:05 p.m., Matt called. He said he called the city. Steve is now the new city manager. Steve is to get back to him within 10 days, June 27th to July 12th or the 16th, depending on the 4th of July. July 17th, 2018, Steve Morse, city manager, called Matt back. Matt said him and Steve would be meeting to look over pictures and talk about who is right and who is wrong. Matt said, I told the city manager they did a good job at cutting down the tree and cutting it out because there was no tree roots there. We probed. July 24th, 2018, I dropped the pictures off to Matt of the probing. Matt isn't in. July 31st, 2018, no call from the attorney. August 7th, 2018, 11:31 a.m., Matt called. He said he's spoken with Stan. The city manager job went back to Stan. Stan is going to hire a JGV engineer to survey the area. September 12th, 2018. No word from Matt or anyone. November 15th, 2018. Matt calls to update about Stan. Stan said he asked Linda to hire a surveyor, but Linda is to retire. November 16th, 2018, Matt asked me to go to the cemetery to probe where the second tree was, the north tree. We had not been able to probe at this time because of the water that lays on the ground. Matt asked me to call him every day or every other day after Thanksgiving. November 27th, 2018, 3:52 p.m., the first call to Matt after Thanksgiving. Matt calls back at 4:25 p.m. He said he left a message for Stan, and Stan called him back today. Stan is calling a surveyor. Stay tuned. Thank you for listening. Stay kind with your words.